The expansion of ICJN is International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. Larger animals like birds and mammals are usually stuffed and preserved in museum. Ciliates differ from all other protozoans in having two types of nuclei. The blue-green algae are also referred to as cyanobacteria. Green algae are considered as ancestors of higher plants due to their resemblance with higher plants in stored food, pigments, and cell wall. Spirulina is used in medicines from which type of plants it is derived. Answer is algae. The endosperm in angiosperms is formed without fertilization from polar nucleus. Removal of seed coat and dormant seeds by mechanical methods is called sacrification. In flower formula, percent stands for zygomorphic flower. The epidermis have number of hair and on the stem the epidermal hairs are called trichomes which are usually multicellular. In which genetic disorder, large teeth and swollen tongue and dropping lips are the symptoms. In Down syndrome, a mother and father of a person with O blood group have A and F blood group respectively. What would be the genotype of both mother and father? Both mother and father are heterozygous for A and B, A and F blood group respectively. DNA probe is used for detection of pathogenic bacteria, medical genetics to find whether a person carries a particular gene or not, and DNA fingerprinting. The best method to determine paternity is DNA fingerprinting. A common characteristic feature of plant sieve tube cells and most of mammalian erythrocytes is absence of nucleus. In plant breeding programs, the entire collection of plants or seeds having all the diverse alleles for all genes in a given crop is known as germplasm collection. G1, S, G2 are stages of interphase. Emmensualism is widely used in medical science for the production of antibiotics. Arrow may occur more than one trophic levels in the same ecosystem at same time. Maximum number of antibiotics got from actinomycetes. The chemical that contributes to the destruction of ozone layer of the earth's surface is chlorofluorocarbons CFCs. Over small distances, substances moved by diffusion and by cytoplasmic streaming supplemented by active transport. The diffusion rates depends on permeability of membrane, temperature and gradient of concentration. Critical concentration of an essential element. Essential element concentration below which plant growth is retarded. Calcium is a component of middle lamella. During light reaction in photosynthesis, the following are formed: ATP, hydrogen, and O2. In photolysis, water is split during photosynthesis and is essential for photosynthesis. Conversion of pyruvic acid into lactic acid is a fermentation. Flowering in short day plants is stimulated short day and uninterrupted long nights. In a taxonomic hierarchy, the various categories are arranged in descending order. The smallest organism which cause disease among plants are mycoplasma. Both mosses and lichens decompose rocks, making the substrate suitable for the growth of higher plants. When there is no distinction between sepals and petals, the non-essential floral organs are collectively called perianth. Occurrence of different type of leaves on the same plant is heterophyly. A man with blood group A marries a woman with blood group B. Possible blood groups of their offsprings A, B, AB, and O. Chromosome Y of human genome contains least number of genes. Presence of cell wall is not difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Haploid plantlets can be produced by pollen culture. Synthesis of ATP in mitochondria requires oxygen. VAM mycoherbicide are mismatched. Sewage drainage into water bodies is harmful for fishes because it increases competition with fishes to dissolved oxygen. Movement of water molecules through a selective permeable membrane is known as osmosis. Fe element activates catalyze enzyme and essential for the formation of chlorophyll. Calvin's cycle is found in all photosynthetic plants. Molluscan animals with a reduced or absence of shell or epilepsin, pterido, and octopus. The amphibians are cuticular elevations on the ventrolateral lips of ascaris. These are chemoreceptors. The fiber that cannot be made to contract merely by thinking about it is the smooth muscle fiber. Mucosa is the innermost layer of the alimentary canal. The part of the tooth outside the gum is enamel. A molecule of hemoglobin carries 4 oxygen molecules. A person breathes in some volume of air by forced inspiration after having a forced expiration. This quantity taken in is vital capacity. Mammalian eggs have a small amount of yolk. Spermiation is the process of the release of sperms from seminiferous tubules. Signals for parturition originate from both placenta as well as fully developed fetus. IUDs increases phagocytosis reaction in the uterus. FSH and LH levels in the blood decrease, not occur during natural menopause. Homologous organs are usually similar in origin. During the course of the origin of life, what was the sequence of substances which appeared on the earth? The sequence is ammonia, amino acids, proteins, nucleic acid. The control centers of micturition lies in CNS, brainstem and spinal centers and hypothalamus. In myasthenia gravis, paralysis of skeletal muscle is the smallest bone in the human body. The sacrolemma is the covering of muscle fibers. Main function of cerebellum is balancing. The dura mater and pia mater are referred as meninges. Which hormone causes dilation of blood vessels, increased oxygen consumption, and glucogenesis? Answer is adrenaline. Posterior pituitary secretes their hormone with the help of neurosecretory axons. Open circulatory system is found in prawn. 60 to 65% of total white blood cells represented by neutrophils. Lymph is modified blood that contains all contents of blood except RBC and certain proteins. The following statement does not hold true for restriction enzyme. Isolated from viruses. Study of viral disease is not a use of transgenic animals. Mobile genetic elements that replicate an RNA intermediate are called as transposons. One of the world's most poisonous fish toxins is released by pufferfish. Function of calcareous glands is neutralize the humic acid present in humus. At the time of inspiration, the diaphragm contracts. What is the correct sequence of reproductive events in humans is gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization, implantation, maturation. In mammalian kidney, Helen's loop is present in medulla, the part of brain which has posterior choroid plexus, medulla. Exophthalmia is not linked to deficiency of thyroid hormones. How does the proinsulin become mature? By removal of C peptide. Here is matching name of the organism and chromosome number. Housefly 12, rat 42, dog 78, cat 38, fruit fly 8. Another matching molecular oxygen hydrogen acceptor, electron acceptor cytochrome C, pyruvate dihydrogenase acetyl CoA, decarboxylation alpha ketoglutarate acid. The body has a distinct head, muscular foot, and a visceral hump. And a soft and a spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. Mantle cavity has feather-like gills related to the respiratory and excretory functions. The mouth contains a file-like rasping organ for feeding called a radula. All these characters are of mollusca. Surgical removal of gallbladder in human beings would lead to more bile comes in intestine. Partial pressures of carbon dioxide at different parts are involved in diffusion in comparison to the to those atmosphere represented in given table. Match the entities in column 1 with their characters in column 2 regarding carbon dioxide pressure. Column 1 and column 2. Atmospheric gas 0.3, alveoli 40, blood degenerated 45, blood oxygenated 40, tissue 45. Another match, sphincter of body guards the opening of hepatopancreatic duct. Ileocacal valve prevents the backflow of fecal matter from cecum to small intestine. Pylorus sphincter guards the opening of stomach into duodenum. Gastroesophageal sphincter regulates the opening of the esophagus into stomach. Amniocentesis is based on chromosomal pattern, amount of amniotic fluid, and composition of amniotic fluid. Nucleosome consists of a repeated unit of structure in nucleus called chromatin. UTRs are the untranslated regions present on mRNA. Codominance. When both alleles express their effect on being present together, the phenomenon is called a codominance. In incomplete dominance, the ratio of genotypic and phenotypic ratio are same. Phenomenon of industrial melanism demonstrates natural selection. Reproductive isolation is most important for speciation. The analogous organs are wings of birds and bats and butterfly. Oxygen was not found in free from during origin of life. Gene is the unit of inheritance.